What's up, everybody, and welcome to Wait, What Are You Talking About? Podcast, episode 22. I am your host, aka Bret, Enigma 9011. I don't know why I put the aka before, but hope you're all doing well. Thanks for tuning in. As you can tell, I'm in a different location today because I'm flying solo. Normally, I'm downstairs with some guests, things like that, and we're going through talking some topics through for you guys, for your entertainment and things like that. But, yep, unfortunately, my guests were unable to make it today, so flying solo today. Hopefully it's not too much of a garbage truck on fire, but we'll see. We'll roll with it. If it's good, it'll go, and if not, then I just talked to you and did some stuff for a minute, and yeah, my arm's gonna cut off over here, so don't worry too much about that. Oh no, it's this side. Never mind. Whoosh, over there, but don't worry about that too much. And then sorry for the little speckles, but. Anyways, what this is with the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast is it's a bi-weekly podcast over here, which you can watch live over on twitch.tv/Enigma9011. If not, you can watch over on youtube.com, like many of you are now probably, on search. Enigma9011 is broken out topic by topic, or you can get the full podcast on Fridays. Slacking on that. I know I got to catch up, but you can check that out. And that would be much appreciated if you liked and commented and let us know what you thought of it. And things like that. So like I said, normally everybody brings a topic and we discuss each individual person's topic. So obviously with myself, I got to kind of figure out some topics. I have some written down here. And then also some viewer topics that people were very nice to give me. If you have a topic for the show, feel free to comment down below, or you can do it over on Discord. We have a Discord chat there, and there's a specific channel for it where you can plug in fucking topics for the show. Crushing this intro today. First topic today comes from, I believe it's Pancake. Let me double check that real quick. I think I'd have this right. Yes. Alright. Waffle, aka Pancake Bay. She asked, what is the most thrilling experience you've ever had? I'm going to say what it is, and then I'm going to kind of branch this out into a different topic. I think the most thrilling experience I've ever had is, if we're talking about like thrill and like fear and excitement all at the same time, then I think I'm going to go with riding King to Ka at Six Flags, New Jersey. Going to experience that, like that ride, I don't remember exactly the specifics of how fast it shoots you off, but blast you, I think it's 120, but blast you so fast, then you go like a straight up vertical into an arch, you pause for maybe half a second, and then it's like a 98-degree fall. You go straight down, twist, corkscrew twice, and then you coast the end. It's really short, but like, man, it is fun. And the first time I went on it, I went with my cousin, some Taekwondo friends. We all went, and it was crazy. That launch, that takeoff is exhilarating. You get to the top, and like just seeing the amass of cars and parking lot in front of you, you realize how high you are, and then that fucking just transfer from the top to that 98-degree turn, you feel like you're just about to hit all these cars. You're not that far, but it messes with you right there. And that drop there, just an awesome ride. So, like I said, I was going to modify the topic, and I'm going to change it. Well, not change it. I'm going to add on to it and say favorite roller coasters or thrill rides or amusement parks and things like that, and talk about that for a little bit. This past summer, I went to Six Flags, New Jersey again. I also went to New England. Or was it New England? Yeah, Massachusetts. Both are pretty fun. The layouts are all right. They got some sweet rides. They had this one newer one. It was like a Joker. I think it was Joker. Maybe it was Green Lantern. But like you sit in it, and it's like forward and backwards, but the seats also rotate as well. That was really cool. It like whips you around and gives you a little like twist and extra spins on it. I remember Billy and myself and Rainbow and were on it, and that was a lot of fun. Just kind of like twisting around like a yo-yo side to side. But I think, I got to give shout outs to Disneyland and Disney World for being awesome theme parks, but like they're obviously not super thrill ride orientated, but like the atmosphere there, like everything is encompasses like a story, and like just the amount of detail they put into everything, like whether it's ride related or the scenery related or whatever it is, the atmosphere just takes you away from everything. And I think that's awesome, like how you can ride this ride but also experience like a story, whether it's based on a movie or based on whatever it may be, but like how you get that cinematic-esque experience from it while also going through a ride. It's really, really good. I mean, Twilight Zone, always a fun ride. I remember riding that for the first time, being scared out of my goddamn mind. Rock and Roller Coaster with Aerosmith and MGM, or Hollywood Studios, whatever they're calling it now. That's a lot of fun. That's a freaking awesome coaster. That's another one that shoots you off really fast, and there's like a flip right off the bat, and corkscrews and more loops throughout, and it's indoors and in the dark and stuff like that. That one's awesome. Their sound system's like right in your ears. What else is there? Test. What is it? Test run. Test. Crap. It's one in Epcot. It's another one. It's a racing one. It's very similar to the Cars ride in Disneyland. That's another cool one. Like Cars Land. Okay, so Test Track. That's the one in Epcot I was thinking of. So that's in Disney World. It's in Epcot. That's really cool. It like took you. I remember when the first came out. It was like brand new. And it's like a car taking it through like the test, like cold weather, hot weather. How's this bumpy road? How's it traveled? Going on turns? How's it do this and that? And like it's cinematic in a way, but it's still thrilling. And then like it just kicks into full gear. There's like a near car crash, and then you like gun it like NASCAR style around this loop, and it's freaking sweet. And then like Cars Land built on top of that. They took the Test Track model and then put the Cars like paint job over it. Like it took you through the Cars movie in a way, or at least that world, and you get to experience it. And then at the end it still does that big loop, but you like race other people too. So that's really cool. I heard they redid the Tower of Terror in Disneyland for Guardians of the Galaxy. Unfortunately, when I was out there, that wasn't finished, but I think that'd be a cool thing to experience at some point. I think Disney World is making a roller coaster based on Guardians. They're not doing the Tower of Terror thing. They're going to keep that, but that'd be cool. The dinosaur ride in Animal Kingdom's pretty cool. And then also there's Animal Kingdom's got the Mount Everest with the Yeti. That's another cool one. That's like it starts outdoors. It's a roller coaster train ride, and that's like the line or the cue going into it. Like that tells the story itself of like all these exploration or explorers and the mystical Yeti and stuff like that, and the mountains. And you get to the ride, and it's like, oh, normal train track, blah blah blah, things like that. And then you get to this one point, and the track's all just like torn up, and like you can't go anywhere and stuff like that. And then you go backwards, and it's like constant forward and backwards, but like there's 3 sections of that, and like it progresses the story as you ride the ride. And when you go backwards, you're like in the cave in the dark, and the thing's moving and whatnot. You can't see anything. You come back to the first section, you see like a projector of the Yeti like fucking around and stuff like that. And anyways, the climax of it is like the Yeti is chasing after you, and there's one point this big ass animatronic like reaches for you and tries to get you, and like it's really cool just seeing the mass of this thing just up there. And that's always another thing too that really impresses me, especially with Disney and their theme parks, is like the animatronic work, and like how like the lighting and everything. Like obviously it's robot or whatever, but like it looks so awesome. And I mean, the older rides, you can tell they haven't aged super well. Like Pirates of the Caribbean is one where even when they refurbished it, it's like, oh god, yeah, you can tell these ones have been here for a while. But the ones they added onto it, like for example the Pirates of the Caribbean one, I remember going on as a kid being terrified of that ride, just the fall. Like I felt like it fell forever, but like going on it now, it's like, oh god, this is like nothing. Anyway, so like when they refurbished that, I think I was maybe 10 when they did it, and like it was just as they finished it, and I had no idea that they were redoing it. So we went opening night, or actually the day before opening night. They opened it early and we were able to go on it, and it was badass. But it it was the same ride, essentially. They added maybe one scene in it, but like they threw in the movie stuff. I think it was before the third movie, maybe it was after. But they had like a Davy Jones thing, and then they have Barbossa and the town, they're shooting each other. That was the scene they added. And then randomly Jack Sparrow is like throughout it, but his animatronic looks fucking awesome, like fantastic. Like you stare at that thing and you're like, wow, okay. Like that was an awesome one. A lady says the constant forward and backwards of Everest would be a little weird. Sounds like throwing up to me. Actually, it's not. Like, it's very smooth throughout, and there's no like flips or anything in the Everest ride. It's all like not really a corkscrew, but like the bowl-esque type thing, and it's very smooth with the transition. Like it brings you up slowly, breaks, it shows you the little cinematic, like the projector thing I was talking about. And if you pay attention, like if you're not focused on the projector or whatever else is going on, you'll notice that the track is flipping and changing. So you go back forward, but you're like there for not that long, maybe 15 to 20 seconds tops, looking at this story element, and then it will continue on. And I mean, honestly, thinking about it, it might have been only that one time that it was backwards. You get to the rip tracks, you go backwards, you go forward, you see the Yeti the projection, go forward again, through it. Then there's this big drop after the Yeti reaches down and stuff like that. But like it's really smooth. I didn't feel at all nauseous at all going through it, but I mean, to each their own. I know things affect people differently. For example, all perfect transition spinning rides. I used to love those as a kid. The Scrambler, whether it was Great Escape or the fairs, where they like whip you from one direction to another, and you're like interweaving with other cars and stuff like that. Like I used to love those rides. But like getting on them now, I'm like, oh. After a minute or two, I'm like, can I get off? This sucks. So I don't do spinning rides anymore, but like coasters, I've fallen in love with them and can't get enough of them. Great Escape, our local theme park here up north, was my first like gateway into this world of roller coasters. I didn't really start experimenting with them until I got older, but Comet was wooden roller coaster. That was fantastic. Boomerang was alright. Screaming Demon was alright. But like those were a lot of fun. And then like I mentioned, those rides in Disney, and there's probably others I'm missing out on, but those are fun. And then if you love roller coasters, you need to go to Magic Mountain, Six Flags Magic Mountains in LA. I think it has the most roller coasters out of any theme park in the world. And it's worth it to go on all of them. I haven't even gone on all of them, but like I think I went on 9 of like the 13 or 14 that they have. It was me, Billy, and Dio. Billy and I were doing all the rides. Unfortunately, Dio couldn't get on them, but like it was during the East Coast invasion, and it was just a fucking blast. There's one, oh shit, I'm gonna have to bring up the list, but there's one called X2. I believe it's remarketed now, so it's like a VR experience for Mass Effect, which I don't know how I feel about that, because X2 on its own was awesome. It was very similar to the Aerosmith experience, where they had like this bump and sound system, and your cars like aren't on the tracks, they're like off to the side, and it's a big ass harness, but like your chairs don't rotate, it's just how it is. And really smooth, a lot of flips, corkscrews, things like that, but that was awesome. Let's see, Six Flags Magic Mountain, I'll have to bring this up, but that was a really fun ride, and like the build up to that is really cool. Like the sound system, like I mentioned, is right by your ears, but there's this big climb like normal at the beginning, and they're playing Metallica's One, or I believe it's One, maybe it's Enter Sandman, but they're like, yeah, it's Enter Sandman. I don't know. They mashed 2 songs together, but it's like really like badass, just how the build up, and then it like goes like, whoa, and you're going through it and stuff like that. So that was a good one. And then there was another Goliath was a really cool one. Like that, the scale of that ride is amazing. That was the first one we went on. And just like, it's not the most like, there's no flips or anything like that, but like you cover a lot of fucking distance. And there's one drop you go like underground and stuff like that and through a tunnel, and that's awesome. Let's see what else. There's one that I really, really enjoyed that Maximilian dude, I guess it's his favorite, that I was really looking forward to. It's like a dueling one. Batman was fun. That's a hanging coaster. Those took me a while to get used to. Green Lantern is the one that whips you around. Ninja. I don't think we went on Ninja. Scream. Don't think we did that one. Oh, Superman Escape from Krypton is another one. That one's really short. It's just they pull you back like a... No, they actually don't pull you back. They just... You're sitting in this car, and the guy's like, okay, you guys ready? Sure. Bah! Hits a button, you just... Wah! Just launch up, and it's just pretty much like a vert ramp. You go up, and then you fall back down. And it's set in like the Fortress of Solitude, the ice chamber. It gets really loud in there, just like fucking whipping back and forth. I don't think we did Tatsu. Riddler's Revenge. Okay, I didn't do this one at Magic Mountain, but there was another. I think I did it in Jersey, but this is a standing coaster. That freaked me out at first, like getting into it, but like actually riding it, it's not that bad. Like you get a little wedgy afterwards, but that was a lot of fun. Like you gotta like felt it's pain on your legs just because you're like trying to lock and everything and make sure you don't go anywhere, but that was cool. Viper was a decent one. X2 was badass. Okay, this is the one that was awesome and was really, really cool. It's called Twisted Colossus. It's a wooden roller coaster. And like I said, it's two cars. There's a green track and a blue track. And what happens is people load up in one car and they go. And you like go through half the ride on a green track. And then it transfers to a blue track like halfway through. Well, the guys in the queue area trying to get you on, they're like, okay, we got to go. You got like 45 seconds if you want to race the other car. But what happens is the two cars, like one goes, like I said, they go halfway, and then the second one will meet up with it, and you're like dueling the other coaster in a way. You're corkscrewing over one another, you're going side to side, up and down, weaving in between one another, side to side. It's really cool. It's a fun ride to do when you time it correctly, because you can match. So the people in the other car are upside down above you while you're going through and stuff like that. It's really cool. So if you ever get the chance, Magic Mountain, LA, California, it's fantastic place to go if you love roller coasters, and I would love to be able to go again. Let's see. Can't even go on a basic roller coaster. Go forward without throwing up. Oh man, I'm sorry, lady. That sucks. That you can't do that because it's a lot of fun. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's my rant on thrill rides and roller coasters and stuff like that. They're a lot of fun. I enjoy them quite a bit. I'm always a fan of just the classic sit down ones because they're relaxing. Whether it's just the pull bar here or it's the full, shoulder mount, whatever you want to call that. Hanging ones are all right, like the ones they bring you up and you're going head first. Those ones are okay. I'm not super into those. I've been on a couple Superman rides where they do that, and I'm like, all right. The hanging ones where you're sitting, I do enjoy those. The standing one, like I said, I've only done once, but that was fine. Yeah, I feel like the ones where you're like, they lift you up, I don't know. Sometimes that messes my head. But it is what it is. All right, next topic. I'm going to talk about Bill and Ted for a little while. So, some of you guys know this, some of you guys might not, but Bill and Ted, Excellent Adventure, is one of my favorite movies ever. And if you haven't seen this movie, you need to see this movie. If you love it, you're wrong. Or if you don't love it, you're wrong. Oh boy. If you love it, I love you. No, it's very niche. It's very specific in who it entertains and things like that. But I'm going to tell you why I love this movie and why you should too. Bill and Ted is a cheesy movie that shouldn't be good but is good. It is about two teenagers they're going through high school and they're about to fail their history class. And all they need to do is make a presentation and pass it. If they do that, then they're good. But if not, then Ted's going to military school and Bill loses his friend. So they're trying their hardest to fucking pass this history presentation. And they're not the smartest fellas in the world. Oh, let's be honest. They want to focus on their music careers and their band Wild Stallions, and they can't play music or instruments either. And then a guy from the future comes back with a time machine because Bill and Ted being together will bring peace and balance to the future through their music. And he comes back with a time booth or a phone booth that can time travel. And they literally just go from point to point in history, learning about it in a way and recruiting historical figures to pretty much do this presentation for them. And it's the stupidest thing ever, but it's so funny and great, and I love it. Like, just the sheer stupidity that these two characters have during certain scenes, and their attitude. Like, their attitude is the best. It's positive. It's like about friendship and, be excellent to one another, and like there's no judgment and things like that. And all they're trying to do is just play some music. They're just going around and they're spreading their positivity throughout all these through these historical figures. Like they get Socrates, they get Billy the Kid, they get Socrates, sorry. They get Abraham Lincoln, they get fucking Attila the Hun, they get Joan of Arc, they get Napoleon from Bonaparte, they get Sigmund Freud, Beethoven, probably missing one or two. No, that actually might be all of them. But like, just their interaction with all of them and stuff like that, and like they bring them to their city, and they're like showing them that, and of course the guys all get into hijinks and shit like that, and they have to go like save them and stuff. But it's just like that tale of like the underdog conquering and stuff like that, and it's just silly, and I highly recommend everybody sees it. If you don't, it was on Netflix for a while, but I don't think it's on there. It probably is on Amazon Video. So if you have Amazon Prime, rent that shit or buy it, Now, there is a sequel to this movie, and I'll admit it, for the longest time I shit on the sequel. I was like, this is trash. Nobody likes this movie. It sucks. Going back and watching it a couple years ago, it's actually not that bad, and it's quite good. Is it the cult classic that I love about the first one? No, absolutely not, but it's still dang good. So in the second one, there's a guy from the future who is trying to like take over and stuff like that. And once again, Bill and Ted need to save the future and stuff like that. And by winning a battle of the bands or something, I believe. And this guy goes back in time to try and disrupt that. Well, what he does is he makes robot versions of Bill and Ted, and he sends the robot versions back in time to kill them. And they succeed in killing them. And the guys go to hell for whatever reason. And they have to fucking like, they win the devil over. They got to fight their fears. They fight robot themselves. They get an alien out of nowhere and recruit them to the army. And like, they make robot versions of themselves to fight the robot evil clones. And it's like this fucking weird mix up that like I thought was shitty, but it's not. Like, just the like amount of lines you can pull from that and jokes and things like that, it's Really, really good. And for the love of God, they're making a third one. Finally. They've been teasing it for I don't know how many years, but they're making it. They're going to be parents and have kids, and they got to figure out something about music and rocking on and Wild Stallions and all that stuff. But, man, it's a trip. Like I said, it shouldn't be good, but it is good. Because I'm sure that little synopsis of both movies I just gave right there, you're like, Bret, are you high? What are we talking about? I don't understand. You're off your rocker. But trust me, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, watch it. If you like it, give Bogus Journey a try. Both are on Amazon. Rent that shit. I see those stars in the chat. You got Amazon Prime. You got Twitch Prime. You're subbing to your boy. Go over there, buy those movies, rent them, and watch them. Enjoy yourself. How hard is that to spend a Sunday watching some movies that your boy loves for maybe 3 hours? Not that hard. Now, that was probably real quick, me talking about Bill and Ted. So, I'll leave it at that, actually. I won't talk about another movie. All right. Next topic. Topic 3 already. I'll go for 4 because, why not? I'm going to talk about something a little bit more serious. I'm going to talk about commitment. Commitment to your goals, commitment to your dreams, commitment to your hopes, whatever things that you have on your mind. Because I am going through, as most of you know, I'm going through a little, not crisis, but a change in lifestyle change, if you will, at the moment, and in careers. And I've been doing this one job that I've had for quite some time. At least I've been involved in this community for 17 years. No, I haven't been working there for 17 years, but I've been involved with it. And for the most part, it's good. But recently, over the past, year and a half, it's been kind of falling down where things aren't as smooth or as... I don't know what the word is. It's not right how things were being treated. People are being treated, how things are being transferred, messages being translated to people and stuff like that. And I think it's time that I need to commit and change it. And it's very similar to how I did this already when I moved to California. I knew that was a time to go because if I didn't, I knew that I'd be in this path for a while. Not that it was a bad path at that time. It's just I felt the wheel was spinning and I wasn't doing anything to further myself. So I moved out to California. I attempted to get one video editing job. One. Yes, I know that was not good in my... I should have, done more. But there was a lot of good that came out of it. I invested more in Twitch. I invested more in YouTube and spent this time growing personally in editing, in content producing, in events, in living on my own for the first time ever and managing that life. And then also exploring and becoming a better person, or at least I hope a better person, being a little bit less self-conscious and going out and doing things with people. Hell, I went to San Francisco, which is an 8-hour drive from where I was living, to go hang out with people I have never met before for Kinda Funny Live 2. I did content going up to Kinda Funny Live 2. I came back and did a freaking video, and those videos are in our top 10 for YouTube. One is the top video with views. Not that we're exploding over there, but I feel I have a lot of pride in that video taking or being one of the most viewed, and enjoying that and becoming part of that community and not being the most social butterfly, but still building relationships there, however small they may be, and building it onto something new with Kinda Funny Live 2 being a success. I went back to Kinda Funny Live 3 when I came home to New York and flew out there again, met even more people, and then Kinda Funny Prom is coming up next month and I'm doing that again. So these experiences over in California, that commitment I felt, even though I didn't succeed in all of the fields that I wanted to, get a career and, live out there and things like that. Obviously, those aspects of my life didn't go the way I wanted to, but other things did, and it was still the right move. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Those experiences were needed and did happen and did push me in the right direction. And I feel this is another time where the crossroads are happening, where it's either stay or it's go. And like the stresses and things like that just help push it. Last time when I left, it wasn't necessarily I wasn't happy. It was just I felt, like I said, that if I didn't take it, it would have been more repetition and things like that. And here, originally, it was just I was upset with how my work was going. I felt like I wasn't doing anything really. When I had things to do, it was great. When I didn't have things to do, it sucked, because there was so many other things I could do. I could edit, I could do streaming, I could play games, I could go out and explore and progress myself and further myself like I was doing out in California. Now things changed, people left, and I got more responsibilities, and that's great and that's fine, and I don't mind doing them. But the thing is, when we're treated with such poor attitude, when we're putting in the effort and we're told constantly that you're not doing enough or you're not doing this right, it's very degrading and it crushes you. And I don't think this is a healthy atmosphere to be in. And it's only one certain aspect I feel very happy with. When I'm doing my work, it gets done, it's productive. I enjoy the challenge of getting new people in the classroom and how to keep them as a Taekwondo instructor. And I enjoy teaching classes, and I feel more connected with the community and the students because I already faced this challenge of a social barrier. Not that I'm, golden and 100%, but I feel more connected now than I did when I left. And I feel that those aspects are strong, but while this one just outweighs it, unfortunately, because why would I want to do this if I'm being treated this way? And it's unfortunate because we've seen another location where they are growing, they are improving, and the, I guess you can call coworker that runs it, he's a hard worker. He does what he does well, and he deserves all of the accomplishments. There we go. That was the word, accomplishments and things that he's done because he puts in the effort. But it's also because he's motivated and driven, and he doesn't have somebody over his shoulder every goddamn second. If you let people do things and not judge them so much, I think they would be more willing to do stuff. There's so many ideas in my head of social media things we could do, because that's kind of the thing I'm in charge of, but I feel like I can't bring them up because they would be constantly shut down and things like that. And I don't think that's healthy for a work environment or a personal environment or wherever it is. If you don't feel comfortable to explain that to someone or elaborate on it. I mean, not that all good ideas are, not that all ideas are good ideas or can't be transferred and made better. I just think if the fear of letting that idea out is there and there's too much judgment to even put a foot in the door, then I don't think that's good. It's just you're so set in your ways on this one path that it doesn't help others. You're part of a team at work. You should be able to take person A's opinion, person B's opinion, person C's opinion. This works, this doesn't work. How do we make this better? And evolve. But if one person, even though I understand this is your business and you're in charge and things like that, if you can't take things from the bottom of the ladder or the middle of the ladder or however you want to look at it and adjust and learn, then not that you're setting yourself up to fail, but you might not be able to adjust and evolve like you want to, or things like that. Now, with that, like I said, I feel it's this crossroads where I've set a timetable for myself, and I think that it's time to move on. And it sucks in a way. I've come to peace with it myself. But obviously there'll still be repercussions. How does the school continue without me? Not that I'm the only, okay, this is rough because I am there and I'm mostly running everything and stuff like that. But I'm nervous how students will be affected. I'm nervous how families will be affected. And like, it's not my intention to put that on them just based on my choice. And there are a lot of benefits from this program that people can do. Like, I'm not regretting ever doing what I'm doing. That's the thing. That's the thing I need to make sure that is clear to everyone, that I don't regret starting Taekwondo. I don't regret start working here. I don't regret leaving the first time. I don't regret coming back. I don't regret whatever. This program has helped mold me into the person I am today. I'm still learning from it. I'm still learning from meetings. I'm still learning techniques. I'm still doing this, that, the other thing. But I feel like the limitations of me growing and adapting to what I want to do are not there. So I'm nervous of the aftermath. Like I said, I've voiced some stresses in the past, and families show their full support for me, and they're like, oh, we're going to leave if you leave. That is honestly the worst thing ever to hear, because that's not what I want. I appreciate that your support is there. I appreciate that, that camaraderie is there, but like, that is not my intention. I'm not leaving to say, fuck you, don't go here, blah, blah, blah. That is not what I'm trying to do. All I'm doing is, this situation doesn't work for me. I need to go find somewhere else where I can grow and do the things that I want to do, so my life is fulfilled and I can improve on video editing. I can improve on live content. I can improve on finding a job in general, social skills, developing other facets of my life that I don't even know about yet. I don't feel I can do that here. So much time is committed to that I don't have the time I want to try new things. Animating has fallen on the wayside. Modeling has fallen on the wayside. Video editing, I am very lucky that I have been able to navigate a schedule more so I can do that, but it's on my only day off, which is Sundays, and that's the entire day for the most part. There is some days I'm very lazy and I don't do it, and it sucks because I know, hey, you need to do this. And I know I just said need, but I don't need to do it, but I want to treat it that way and such so I can reach this goal or at least improve. And having only one day to do it is very limiting. Now, obviously, with a new job or a new career, obviously that would take up time, but I feel like time would also become more available and at least be more productive. With this job I have currently, there's a lot of events, and for those events you need to volunteer, and by volunteer, it's not really volunteer. It's you go, you do it because you're told to, and you don't get paid, and that is unfortunate and that sucks. But I get the aspect of student service. That is the message that we run, but sometimes that gets ridiculous. When I can go a month and have every Saturday booked fully, it's ridiculous. When I'm not allowed to take time off because we only have certain times, but there are times that we have time off. That's a little funky. But instead of digging into that, I'll move on. So commitment to your goals, I think, is important. And I've been talking with more people recently, most importantly, like family members. Like, I was at a family cookout today, I guess you'd call it lunch, whatever. And like everybody, quite a few were asking like, how's work going? How's things and whatever. And, it's the usual rigmarole of like, oh, how's everything? And, oh, work and things like that. And like, oh, okay. But like, they really, truly, because they're family, I know not all families are super tight, and I'm very privileged to have the family I do have, because they ask and things like that. But like, I was able to delve in and really voice my thought process without being judged on what I'm doing, of like, I'm not happy here. I've been really thinking about this, and like, I've thought of either taking a break or going to a job that has nothing to do with what I want to do, just to do something different and break up the pattern and not burn out on this content creation, stuff like that. But also, yeah, I would love to do a job of game testing or do a job of video editing or whatever it may be, so I can grow my skill set in there and stuff like that. And they're all like very understanding, and like they want to see me succeed, which is great. And once again, it's a privilege, and it's amazing that I have this opportunity in front of me, and I can't thank them enough, whether it's close family or family that's visiting from afar. Like, it's great that they take so much interest in what I'm doing and things like that, and hope for the best. And it's not just family, it's friends too. I mean, Billy, Dio, and John, both Johns, Big John, Little John, and I mean, Charlie's a cousin, he's related, but like all these people, JC and those guys, they're very supportive too. And along with you guys, like Rainbow Pancake, Lady Super, Acario, Kiwi, you know, there's too many names to name. Like, you're all very supportive and things like that, and you're always a listening ear and give me feedback and give me opinions and stuff like that. And it's very awesome to have that. And I feel like with a strong community around you, like, your goals, whatever they are, big, small, far, near, everything, they make it more possible. And I mean, this isn't just a rant about me and my commitment to my goals. I feel like this is a message to you as well. Whatever goals you have, even if it's the smallest thought, I feel like you should go for it. I understand it can be scary. I can understand how it can be difficult, but if you just sit down and you do it, or at least take that first step, it can be miles of progress. And it's always that first step that's the worst. Whether you need to find a new career, maybe you need to change your lifestyle, maybe you need just to exercise a little bit more, eat a little healthier. I mean, hell, I need to do that too. Like, whatever it is, you just need to take that first step and kind of make a plan for yourself. Figure out what works for you. For me, writing things down, checklists and calendars, that works for me excellent, but that might not be your thing. Maybe you need someone to do it with. Maybe you need a coach. Maybe you need a personal trainer. Maybe you need a friend, someone next to your side to do this with you. And I feel I have that. I have my little scheduling system that works. I have a support system with friends that I can go to and reach out to. I think you just need to find what works for you so you can build upon it and make yourself the better person. Because why? We all have limited time on here. Why waste it doing something you don't enjoy? And I know that it can't always be like this, that you can just say, oh, you know, everything is perfect in your life and you're happy. But like, ultimately, that should be your goal, is I want to do the thing that I want to do, whether it's a passion or maybe you're lucky enough to make it into a career. I believe you should find something that you have a passion in that makes you happy and find time for it. Now, does that mean, you know, we should all quit our jobs and not do what needs to be done? No, absolutely not. You need to be smart enough and say that, hey, I need to take care of the car. I need to take care of the phone. I need to take care of my rent, or whatever it may be. And then build upon that, and then kind of like fit the puzzle pieces together. And I know everybody has different challenges and things like that, and I wish you the best of luck with those challenges, but like, you find a way to deal with them and then you move forward. I feel like when I move out, that is going to be a big challenge for me, because this job I have currently does not pay enough for living on my own. And when I hopefully do get enough income to do that, you know, I have to deal with that situation. Also, interviews. I've never really had to interview for a job because I've always had one. That is going to be a hurdle for me, and exploring. And when I eventually leave this job, now I got to worry about money management and whatever. And that's all very scary. And at this moment, I'm not concerned about it. I was a few months ago. It was constantly racing in my head. How would I do this? How would I do that? How would I do this? And those will come again, but it's how you handle those situations. Are you going to be the person where the situation arises and you instantly crumble and go back to the safety net? Or are you going to be the person where there's a challenge and you think it through and you fight for it? I think those fighting moments, those are the key moments of our life, and those are the crossroads that I'm talking about. And I feel that those are the moments where if you step up, everything can change, whether it's for the good, the bad, the worse. I think it always is progress for you, and I think it's a good thing to do. It's recognizing those moments, learning from them, and no matter if it, happened to be the thing that you wanted, or maybe you fell down the ladder a little bit more, it's progress that you're making, and it may not be success right away, but eventually you will find that success. It's just a matter of constant effort, putting it in a little bit here and there, and then never giving up on that goal, whatever it may be. Yeah. All right, there's my tubular. Go get 'em. Oh boy. Topic 4, wrapping up for the day. So, normally when I do one-on-one podcasts with people, I do a little questionnaire about like some lightning round questions, just so you can get to know them a little bit more and things like that. So I brought up the questionnaire for myself. So I figured I would read through it and then kind of let you guys know my answers to these questions, and then we'll wrap up from there. All right, lightning round question number 1. Favorite color? My favorite color is yellow. I don't know why. It's always been yellow. My room when I was growing up as a kid was yellow. Very warm color, very welcoming color. Honestly, don't ask. Like I said, I can't really go into it very much, but yeah, it's always been yellow. Favorite color. Cats or dogs? Okay, this is a tough one. Cats or dogs? I like both. I think I prefer cats just because of the independent nature of them. Dogs, I'm 50-50 on. I like small dogs. I like big dogs. Depends on the big dog. Love golden retrievers. Huskies I got used to because of roommates. My grandfather has a very small dog. Love that dog to death. Primrose, another small dog. Haven't met it in person, but I love her. So it's a tough question. So I'm going to lean towards cats because that independence, and because I always love chilling with cats, but dogs are right up there too. It's the only thing it's not dogs is just because I've met really asshole dogs too, and it scares me. Favorite game of all time. All right. I think I have to give a shout out to the Kingdom Hearts series here, but also Final Fantasy Tactics Advance and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. These are 3 games that I loved playing. Kingdom Hearts, obviously taking the Disney aspect and creating a action game out of it with confusing but fun story. And it always, back when the internet wasn't huge, or at least I wasn't on it all the time to figure out every little aspect of news on a game, it was always exciting and fun to discover a new world or discover a new power or summon and things like that. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, put a lot of hours in that game, and it was a turn-based strategy game. I loved it. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, as I talked about numerous times, it was a bonding experience for me and my dad, even though we didn't really enjoy playing that game. Every time we went to our arcade, and if it was there, we would play it. And it was just a fun game to play, and I'm glad that he took the time to sit down there and put some quarters in the machine so I could play it and stuff like that. And I mean, Pokemon, shout out to that as well, because that was a lot of hours. I think that was that and Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Those are the first games I put 100 plus hours into playing on the Game Boy Advance. So shout out to those. Favorite movie? Okay, talked about this in an earlier podcast, or earlier topic. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It's a great movie. Like I said, it's funny, it's stupid. I think it's a blast. I know it's not for everybody. I love that movie. Avengers 1, also a great movie, just because it's such a fucking moment. Other movies that I enjoy the Power Rangers movie, the original one from 1993. That was a good movie, or maybe it was 1994. No, I think it was 3. Yeah, I think those are the 3 that I'll shout out. Favorite type of music, rock, hard rock, metal. Those are the ones that I go to. This is an interesting one as well, because as I'm growing older, my taste for music is expanding, and like I said, the rock, the hard rock, the metal is my main go-tos. Korn, Seven Dust, Alter Bridge, Avenged Sevenfold, Foo Fighters, things like that. But I'm also like learning, like, hey, I really like electronic music. I really like, dubstep. I really like hip hop. I like country a little bit. I like classical. I like soft rock. I like, these different aspects. Music is a powerful thing that can really, drive you to do things or affect emotions and things like that. And growing up, and I'm still noticing it today, like even just scrolling through radio stations, I'm like, oh yeah, this is, a good song. And like, it's crazy how many lyrics when the song is going on, but you can't remember when the song isn't on and stuff like that. So I'll wrap it there. Favorite song. My favorite song is Karma by Seven Dust. I don't know why. The acoustic version and the regular version, they're both very powerful, and I love that song. It's a great song. Dream Job was on when I was a kid. Okay, this one is this one's an interesting one. So I think the first one that like I really was set on doing was middle school time. I did want to be a WWE wrestler, or superstars they're calling themselves now. I did want to be a professional wrestler. I did the little stupid thing on the trampoline. I had a little pillow wrestler Macho Man thing that I kind of whipped around. I'd suplex them and do like diving elbows and shit like that. That was really cool. And like watching wrestling, I was always like, yeah, that's totally what I want to do and stuff like that. And I never really put any time into it. Would I love to go and learn it eventually? Yeah, I'm sure I don't know if I do fantastic at it. And, that's a lot of risk on your body and stuff like that. But I still, growing up, I appreciate what they do and the commitment they do, and like knowing that Dio has experienced that and stuff like that, it inspires me more. And I'm like, damn, that's badass. And seeing the action in the ring, whether it's WWE or TNA or ROH or New Japan Pro Wrestling or whatever it may be, like even the indies, like these guys and girls put a lot of time and commitment into what they do, and it's inspiring. So that was the dream job as a kid. And then an animator. I always loved watching cartoons, obviously, but like picturing like myself doing that. Now, can I? No. I would love to do 2D animation and be an animator. I don't think I draw consistently, but I'd love to still give it a try. And even if it's a hobby or stupid like little chibi me running around and have it animated, I think that'd be fantastic. If I could have any animal, what pet would it be? I think I'd love to have a pet falcon, which is weird because I know you can do it. But like just having that to fucking, just having a fucking falcon just being over your shoulder and shit like that, that'd be badass. Meet one celebrity. Who would it be? Oh boy. Man, this is a tough one. Okay, I could say Keanu Reeves because dead. Chris Evans, I think, would be really cool. Down to earth guy. Man, I don't really know. That is a really tough one. Celebrity, who would it be? Yeah, I mean, whoever it is, I'm gonna fucking freak out and turn into a shadow and be like English. So I don't know. Oh, okay, Jason David Frank. I'll shout out him too. The White Ranger and Green Ranger. I feel like I'd freak out regardless of any of those three, Keanu or Jason David or Chris Evans. So whatever. Favorite season. My favorite season is I was thinking about this earlier. I think it was either spring or summer, but I think I'm gonna lean towards summer just because of everybody seems to hang out more during summer. I enjoy the warm weather. I enjoy thunderstorms when they happen. I think that's really nice. And swimming occasionally is really cool. I'm not like super into swimming, but it's very relaxing. And yeah, I would say summer just because like everybody's out and doing stuff and hanging out and hey, it's a big event. Let's go do this thing on Friday or hang out at night or whatever it is. So I'll shout out that. Favorite holiday, it's got to be Christmas. I mean, Thanksgiving's up there too. Don't get me wrong. Thanksgiving is great because the meal and then the hangout the few days after. But Christmas, it's time off. Like current job, it was you get 23rd through New Year's off, so like it's just that week of like relaxing and chilling. Food's good, you get to see family, of course you get new presents and things like that, and like as a kid, of course, that's the bomb, because you get movies, you get games, you get toys, you get this, you get that, and the other thing. So yeah, shout out to Christmas. Skill you wish you could have. Okay, well, we talked about animation earlier. I wish I could draw better. It's not that I can't draw. it's a skill that I need to work on. I want to animate. I would love to 2D animate. I'm always like fascinated by the amount of talent people have to go through, whether it was Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or whatever it is, and draw and animate these things and be consistent enough with it. I haven't drawn in a very long time, but like at my current skill level, I need to look at something and I can draw it. And it's not like 10 out of 10 perfect, but like you can see it's got some quality behind it, but I need to look at it, and from there, I have a very tough time. There's a lot of things that are pictured up here that I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome. And I try and translate them to paper, and I don't have enough patience. It's just like that instantaneous, like, this is not what you were picturing, and I give up, and I need to get past that. And that's another thing I like to make time for is drawing. So I think a skill I wish I could have is just more talent and patience in that field to animate and, you know, create these awesome drawings. And I mean, not even just like original pieces, like just recreating something would be awesome, and just, you know, as a hobby and things like that. Game you want Bret to play on stream? Okay, well, game I want to play on stream. Well, there's quite a few because of that backlog. I'll just say this: with this current stream schedule coming up, starting God of War, I'm looking forward to God of War 4. I would love to play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite some more, but, you know, that's a... I want to play Mortal Kombat 11 when that comes out. Games... Yeah, I don't know. Is that really a fair question, saying the backlog and stuff like that? There's so many games that I want to play and do things for and whatnot, and I don't know. I'll leave that in the comment section. Hey, if you have a game that you want me to play, you comment it down below. I'll leave it up to the viewers. Well, everybody, this has been another episode of Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 22. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a little bit different in content. It only went about an hour and 8 minutes. Crushed it. At least we went an hour. No guests this time, obviously. Hopefully, episode 23 will be packed once again. That will be live over here on twitch.tv/Enigma9011, where you can check it out live, like I said, every other Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Or if you don't catch it live, you can catch it over here on youtube.com. Search Enigma9011, where it's broken out topic by topic. Or you can watch the whole thing all together when your boy finally gets time to edit them out. So you can do that. If you have any topics for the show, comment it down below, or join us in Discord. There is a channel specific for Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast topics. We also have the Games with Enigma podcast. That happens. It will be on YouTube. Please let me know what your thoughts are on that. I would love critiques because I'm not sure how it's going. But you can join us there. Feel free, if you're on Twitch, to hit that follow button, to use your Twitch Prime subscription and hit up your boy with that. That would be much appreciated. If you're on YouTube, hit a like, sub, do what you can. Appreciate that as well. All the support that you guys have, thank you very much. Thanks for hanging out and watching the podcast. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Normal YouTube stuff.